I was quite active in my college. I was president of my department and had few the other internships around that, which helped me a lot, at least in bagging my job. So yeah, that's about it. Now I will be joining ISB as in the batch of 2024. So looking forward for it.
Excellent. Congratulations once again on your ISB admit.
Thanks to you.
Right. So, Umang, you have around 3.5, in the bracket of 3.5 to 4 years of work experience, and the average experience at ISB is slightly higher than that. So, was there what was the plan over here? Why did you choose a 1-year MBA instead of a 2-year MBA? And, what were the criteria that were important to you?
So, my basic plan was I wanted to get into an MBA, and 2-year MBA would have been a lot. Like I didn't wanted to go for a 2-year MBA because I thought that 1 year would be suffice. And for the very reason that ISB is the best in the country. I mean, I'm not saying that the other IIMs or the other institute that goes with the CAT or any other exams are not good or something. But I thought that ISB is the perfect fit for me, as I don't want to. I wanted to work for longer, and 1-year MBA suits me that I do not have to invest 2 years of my life and not working in that period. Why 1-year MBA and why ISB per se? Because I still don't want to go out, like as of now. I want to be in India. There are multiple reasons to it, being personal and like mostly personal. So there was no other choice better than ISB. So I only applied for ISB, and luckily I just got lucky.
Great. So you applied to ISB through the GRE score. So how was the GRE preparation, and what are some tips and strategies that you would like to share for that?
So I had two options to either go for GMAT or GRE. I chose GRE because with the simple logic that I had to study only one subject. I was confident about my quants part for GMAT also, but I just had this logic in my mind that if I go for GMAT, I have to study at least 40 to 50 hours or 30 to 40 hours of my preparation will go into quants. Like I have to brush up everything. But for GRE, that was almost none. And for that simple reason, all I have to do is I have to focus on one subject, that is verbal. So I started with, to be very honest, I didn't do any coaching or something around that. I had a few of my friends went to US and they appeared for GRE. So I had a very easy task. I just got their notes. I had everything planned. I just didn't have to do anything, no research, nothing. I just had their notes. So how I started is one thing I was not very sure, was not confident about my writing skills, because in day-to-day life we generally don't I generally don't write in the professional front. So what I started doing that in the morning, by not using my phone for social media. I After waking up, I started reading few of the essays that AWA. I just write anything on Google. So just Google it, AWA essays. YouTube will come. Anything. Like I just spend 15-20 minutes reading an essay every day. Like whenever I get time, maybe like after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it automatically happened that I was reading or listening at least 5 to 6 essays every day. So that was I think was like that helped me a lot. Like I automatically engraved that pattern that I had written in my AWA. And I try to, for the critical reasoning part, I try to understand how the questions are built and those areas around that, and vocab you have to learn. So there is no going back from that. I'm very sure, like I don't remember half of the words that I've learned at that time, but I was just seeing them or like whenever I'm getting time. So I have worked around for GRE for around 2.5 months, or even less for that matter. I guess around 2 months, not more than that. And I just got lucky that I again got lucky that I got a score in the first attempt.
Right. And what is a good timeline to have in terms of, when should you get done with your GRE, and then when should you start working on the applications? So how should someone plan that?
I like I think like for me specifically, I took a lot of time for my applications because I wanted to be very sure what I have to write in my application, and this also gave me for the very first time, to be very honest, in these years, I had a self introspection time where we are looking back everything what you have done since childhood and where you have come up. So this gave me great insight for the timelines per se. I have given GRE on in the end of April, and for this matter, that if I won't get a good score, I still would have enough time, at least till June. And but after a month or so, probably June starting, I started working on my application step by step. I um, worked on it. I worked on each and every aspect. I researched a lot, even like probably more than what I should have done. But I researched a lot. I have had words with a lot of alumni, lot of from different batches, current batch. And yeah, so I guess 2 months, if I go back and think about it, if September was the deadline, and if I would have started around 1.5, 2 months back also, things would have not been that bad, is what I say.
Right. Right. And then how did you approach the essays, and what is a good plan to have for a strong MBA application?
I have a good consultant, I would say. I just so I didn't thought of a lot of things. I just went what you have said, and whatever the guidance path that you have given, and then that followed that. Of course, yes, I did my research along with it. I tried to know ISB culture, ISB, whatever is happening in the ISB in the school. I try to learn that and what is the pros and cons, because everything has. So I researched that from my end as much as I could. Otherwise, the best thing that I think that I have done was being very honest, not faking at all in my applications, and that's it.
What about the interview preparation and the interview experience? How was it, and what preparation really works?
Just being honest was like I prepared for around 10 to 15 days. As soon as I got the result that I am shortlisted for interview, I started from the next day or maybe the day after. But yes, it gave me a framework in the interview, but the answers which I have prepared or thought about, it didn't came as smoothly as I thought in the interview. But I'm glad that it did not come, because uh, there wasn't anything that was planned in the interview, and it went really, really well for me. It went very natural. I was able to swing the interview wherever I wanted to. And yes, I had few mocks before the interview, and that probably helped me for there. I didn't get nervous, or any jitteriness was not there, and I was prepared for each and every question. I was okay if I didn't know any of the answers or the questions that they were trying to ask. Just I went with this logic that I have to be honest and present who I am, and that should be reflecting in my interview. And yes, it was smooth. It wasn't too technical. There was something around some questions around current affairs, uh, but more than less, the interviewers were trying to understand who I am and if I'm trying, if what I have written in my application is correct or not. They went deep in my work part, also my hobbies, and yeah, around that itself. Or like I had a break for some time, so they had a questions around that, but it was very like quite smooth. There was nothing extraordinary that I was expecting. A few questions around current affairs, that economy and business around that, and why ISB, why school, if not why ISB, around these questions. That's it.